Denver 7 News starts right now.
And right now on Denver 7, another set of sexual assault allegations, this time against a Denver-based oil tycoon. And while you were sleeping, the president lands in the Philippines on his last leg of his tour across Asia. And there's just not another way to say it. We really need a win tonight from our team. Broncos insider Troy Rank has the latest thoughts from the team heading into tonight's game. Good Sunday morning to you. I'm Eric Lupher.
I'm Lisa Hidalgo.
Wait,
it's Sunday?
Yeah.
I thought it was Monday. Man, I'm going back home.
Hey, you saved Katie. She lost her voice. So
poor thing. It happens to me every December, so she's just going to have to be on the bat for me when it happens.
Exactly.
It's beautiful out there. I've got a good feeling about tonight's game, too. We've got some
good.
I do. He just gave me the nastiest face. I do. We're winning. Low 40s this morning, mid to upper 40s by about noon. It's going to be a beautiful day. What a great weekend we're coming off of. Temperatures will climb into the 50s between about 2 and 4 o'clock under a mostly sunny sky, so we are in for a beautiful afternoon. Great way to end the weekend. Overnight, skies will cloud up a bit. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky down to about 42 degrees by 8 o'clock. We'll talk more about the game day forecast coming up in just a few minutes, but there's a view of the stadium and you can see the mountains. Gorgeous right now. 44 in Denver with relative humidity at 49%. Here's a look at current wind gusts. This is likely going to be the biggest issue here within the next 24 to 36 hours. Winds will really pick up tomorrow. We'll talk more about that. But Eric, recently a wind gust at the airport at just over 20 miles per hour. Could be a bit bumpy in and out of DIA this afternoon.
All right, Lise, thanks. Breaking overnight, a Denver oil tycoon is now fending off allegations that he repeatedly groped and sexually assaulted 4 of his former employees. That's according to our partners, the Denver Post. 3 of the women say in 2015 and 2016, 85-year-old Jack Grinberg harassed them. Denver 7's Amanda Del Castillo is live in the newsroom following these breaking developments. And Amanda, the women say they were fired for refusing Grinberg.
Correct, Eric. And unfortunately, these are just the latest sexual assault allegations coming to light. We've seen quite a few in the last month after Harvey Weinstein allegations moved thousands to tell their stories of abuse. Specific to Grinberg, though, the 3 women allege in this Douglas County case that they suffered the alleged abuse in return for keeping their jobs at Grinberg Petroleum Company. His ex-secretary says she was pressured to have sex with him several times to repay him for the $600,000 Parker home he purchased for her then husband, and 5 children to live in rent-free. Now, she claims she was given the home as a Passover gesture, but this isn't the first time the oil tycoon is up against these types of allegations. He was arrested in December of last year on a separate sexual assault charge, but that was later dropped. He has not been charged or brought in connection to any of these new allegations. The Post reports a 4th woman has also come forward with similar allegations. However, she is not part of this specific lawsuit. Grinberg is already wrapped up in legal battles with his family for control over his fortune. But I'm back for you with more troubling details in just 30 minutes. Live in the newsroom this morning, Amanda Del Castillo, Denver 7.
Meanwhile, State Representative Steve Lebsock is issuing new apologies to the 3 women accusing him of harassment. That apology came not even 24 hours ago in the form of a letter written to our partners at the Denver Post and specifically addresses 3 women, including fellow Democratic lawmaker Faith Winter. Here's the statement, quote, "I have come to realize that it does not matter that at the time I may have perceived my words as playful," he wrote to the Post. He went on to say, "It does not matter that at the time I may have felt that we were flirting. It does not matter that at the time I may have felt what I said was okay. It does not matter that I may not remember the exact words which were hurtful. It does not matter that at the time I thought we were joking. The only thing that matters is how I made these 3 women feel," he continued. "I am sorry." In Winter's case, she says Lebsock made repeated sexual advances toward her.
He proceeded to try and get me to leave the bar with him. He talked about what he wanted to do sexually. He used explicit language. He told me he would do things to me that my husband never had. I repeatedly told him no.
Lebsock is currently running for state treasurer. He told the Post he will make an announcement regarding his campaign as well as his current position as state representative before the end of the month. We're staying on top of any and all developments to come out of this. When we're not on the air, you can always find more at thedenverchannel.com. We have a news alert for you now. Deputies in Elbert County are urging people to lock up their belongings. Someone stole a Harley-Davidson and led police on a chase east of Franktown. They're still looking for the suspect this morning, and we're working on getting a description of them for officers. Police tell us the bike was left in the area of Highway 86 and County Road 33. That's between the towns of Elizabeth and Kiowa. If you live in this area, just be on the lookout. Right now, investigators in Arvada are trying to figure out what happened in the moments before a deadly crash outside an apartment complex. It happened at the Palmetto Apartments on 80th and Ames. Officers tell us right now they don't think drugs or alcohol played a factor. A neighbor we spoke with says he thinks the victim may have been walking in the street at the wrong time.
From what everybody else was saying around the building that might have seen it was that she was passing through. She was carrying groceries with her, coming from King Soopers across the street.
We're working on finding out the name of the woman killed. Once the next shift comes on at the station, we'll make another round of calls for you. At 9:05, a wanted gang member is in jail this morning. Angel Ramos, he's a known member of the MS-13 gang who is also an undocumented immigrant wanted for attempted murder. He was captured yesterday in Fort Collins after 6 days on the run. He now faces additional charges of assault, kidnapping, and domestic violence. U.S. Marshals and ICE had been searching for Ramos since last weekend. That's when a Fort Morgan woman says he stabbed her with a screwdriver, then tried to put her into the trunk of her car before getting away. In just the past few hours, President Trump landed in the Philippines. It's his last stop on his Asian tour, and a lot of people there aren't happy to see him. People were burning American flags in the streets as a protest of his arrival. Dozens of protesters clashed with police officers in front of the venue where the president is attending another summit. The president also tweeted about North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. Take a look. He says, quote, "Why would Kim Jong-un insult me by calling me old when I would never call him short and fat?" He continues, quote, "Oh, well, I try so hard to be his friend and maybe someday that will happen," end quote. The president has been tough on his talk about North Korea's nuclear program while on his overseas trip, calling for other world leaders to unite in the fight against that rogue nation. Well, today we could see protests across the country as thousands of people are expected to take a knee in protest against the NFL. We've seen plans on social media that it could happen right here in Denver before the game. Of course, whether it will actually happen is yet to be seen, but we're keeping an eye on any potential protests and we'll let you know as they happen. But the Broncos aren't focused on that. They're just focused on bringing home a win, and they need it. This season just hasn't been shaping up to be what we wanted. And now that we're going up against the defending Super Bowl champs, the team is just trying to stay laser focused. Here's Broncos insider Troy Rank with a preview of what we can expect and what we need to see happen.
Brock Osweiler is far less popular than he was 23 months ago. You remember that night when he rescued the Broncos' season against the Patriots, the Snow Globe game? That was his first home start. Why does this feel like it's his last stand? Can Brock pull the Broncos out of the pit of misery?
Whether we're undefeated or we hadn't won a single game this year, we're playing a football game on Sunday night against a great opponent. So are you going to come in with a bad attitude, or are you going to be positive and optimistic and try to make the most of this game?
This game not only feels like the tipping point of a season, but of an era. There's no DeMarcus Ware, no Peyton Manning, no Gary Kubiak. It's on the players to take charge and take ownership. That's what Domata Petko believes is the key.
It's easy to lead when when we're 3-1. Everyone's patting you on the back. But through tough times, that's when the leaders really stand up. And Coach impressed that upon us. It's time for our leaders to really step up. And that's what we've been doing this week. Everyone's been pushing each other. You see someone slacking, man, we're calling it out. But man, it's Sunday night, man. I'm excited. Everyone should be excited. Broncos country. Let's go out there and get back on track.
Von Miller embraces the challenge of facing the Patriots. He has 7.5 sacks against New England and Tom Brady. That is the key. Hit Brady. Make him uncomfortable. Broncos season is aging in dog years. Brady, he's an ageless wonder.
He's the GOAT. I'm going against the GOAT. It's two different ways. It's two different types of emotions that you can have going against the best. You can have the emotion of, oh man, this guy's great. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. You're going to the game expecting that. Or you can have that emotion like, I'm going against the best. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to play lights out so I can show everybody what we're about, show everybody that we are great too.
Demaryius Thomas will play in his 100th consecutive game on Sunday night. They need him to come up with a few big plays as they try to pull off the upset. Reporting from Dove Valley, Troy Rank, Denver 7.
Let's go Broncos!
I love your attitude, Lise. I love your attitude. She's got a Broncos blue on today. Hey, a couple towers in Disneyland are shut down this morning after at least a dozen people got sick. And a former colleague of embattled candidate for U.S. Senate Roy Moore says it's a well-known fact that he dates teenagers. And breaking news out of California, at least 21 kids are hurt after a platform collapses at an entertainment complex.